drug user has developed chronic fatigue, and we don't even need to use drugs to have chronic fatigue, if you ask me. Loss of appetite, that definitely puts me out of the equation because I never lose my appetite. I think even when I'm sleeping, I'm still eating anyways. I'm probably dreaming about French food. And that patient is now alarmed at the dark color of his urine and skin also. Now, if I tell you that in the lab data there is increased levels of AST, ALT, and they are actually both greater than 1,000 units per milliliter. And I'm going to also tell you that the serology is positive for hepatitis B surface antigen and also has some antibodies against hepatitis B core antigen. So there's both some surface antigen of hepatitis B, so viral protein, and also some antibodies from the patient against other portion of hepatitis B. But since you seem to love drugs so much, I'm going to make this a pharmacology question too. What do you think? I'm going to ask you, which of the following drugs, and it's going to be which of the following drugs is a nucleotide analog, and it's a nucleotide analog that's also used in HIV treatment. Is it possible to have comorbid HIV and hepatitis B? And if so, why? Tell me. Oh, you know what? We're going to even put more. We're going to put F, G, H. Like this, we'll have more choices. So let's see, Sam, tell me. Same mode of transmission. Absolutely, yeah. So bloodborne pathogens, things you can get because of IV drug use, because of unprotected sexual encounters. Well, then of course you could have comorbid condition. And we're going to have to figure out how come I can use drugs for both HIV and for hepatitis B at the same time without any problem. We'll have to see. So let me give you 6 nice choices that will give us a workout. I'll put this one too. We'll put that one. We'll put this one. We'll put this one. This one. And you have enough drugs there to open a pharmacy. I gave you cimeprevir, emtricitabine, entecavir, lamivudine, nevirapine, interferon alpha, sofosbuvir, or tenofovir. Remember, I want a drug that is a nucleotide analog, and that's also used in HIV treatment. There's now 30 of us in the classroom, so click, 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 click. Doing good, already 10 of us in the poll. Come on, triple this. $19. A few more. Then I'll show you what we have. Annoying, all these drugs. Don't you feel like they all sound the same? All these different things with vir in their name because they're for viruses. I mean, at least we know not to choose them for anything but viruses, but a nightmare. 9, 10, 13. You know what? We already have more than 20 right now in the poll. I'm going to show you what we have. Anyone else wanted to hop in there? Because now it's going to be cheating. You can still answer. Look, here what we have. I'm glad we put that question because you see that I do have one peak with several of us, and 9 of us currently, who answered D, the drug lamivudine. Now, I do love lamivudine for both HIV and for hepatitis B. I tell you what, emtricitabine is both HIV and hepatitis B, and tenofovir is both HIV and hepatitis B. It's not going to be cimeprevir, that's hepatitis C virus. Entecavir, that's only hepatitis B. Nevirapine is only HIV. Alpha interferon is both HBV, HCV, but not HIV. And sofosbuvir is hepatitis C only. So that would be your first job, is to remember what on earth do I use these drugs for? And therefore, if I want something that works for hepatitis B and HIV, it's either B, D, or H. So now I have to use the last thing I hid in the question. Guys, I ask you for a nucleotide, not side analog. Therefore, it is not lamivudine. That's a nucleoside analog. That was bad, wasn't it? So maybe you can tell me, out of B or H, which of these two is truly a nucleotide reverse transcriptase inhibitor? Is it emtricitabine or is it tenofovir? Because there's only one that's already a nucleotide. Not sure? See, the devil is always in the detail when you start thinking for board questions. It's so easy to make a mistake. It's not emtricitabine, which is also a nucleoside analog. It's tenofovir. So we said why the others were not. Let's put a little bit what they truly are. Cimeprevir, it's actually one of these new drugs. It's an NS3-4A inhibitor for hepatitis C. Did you see all the new drugs for hepatitis C yet at school? Because we are really starting to approach hepatitis C a little bit like we approach HIV, with protease inhibitors and polymerase inhibitors, so that we synergize by working on proteins that are produced by the virus, which is a little bit more specific and very effective. Did you? You didn't tell me. Did you guys look at hepatitis C virus medications? Just to make sure that I don't do something you haven't had a chance to review, that's all. You did, so I'm fine talking about it, basically then. Very briefly. Okay, so we'll make a little table to have them, so that we have an idea what is an S34A, but you'll see it's a protease, a serine protease. For emtricitabine, it's actually with a name like citabine. It's a cytosine nucleoside. So a cytosine nucleoside, that's a I'm going to say it right in a moment. It's basically a cytosine on the sugar. The only thing that's missing is then kinases to phosphorylate it to a nucleotide analog. And then as a nucleotide analog, emtricitabine, same story for lamivudine, require kinases in order to become nucleotide analogs. Then they get inserted into HIV or HBV DNA, and they cause chain termination. And why do they cause chain termination, these drugs? Do you remember? That's for molecular biology. What is it that they do not have so that you will not be able to make a phosphodiester bond? Exactly, Zahir. There's no 3' OH. They have no 3' OH. So look, essentially,